Hello and welcome to the second session of Veiled Fantasy. This is a fantasy reskin of one of my favorite PBTA RPGs, The Veil, written by Fraser Simons, which you can get on drive-thru or elsewhere. And it looks like this. And I have reskinned this loosely. I've made a few substantive changes, but it is very much The Veil at its heart. Last time we did character creation, we did city creation as well. We got that built a little bit. We have our city that floats around on a great a space of water where there are ancient ruins on the outside. It moves around on that. The city itself is bound together in these neighborhoods with these sort of sections between them. There's canals and waterways. It's more dangerous at the outskirts of the city, obviously. It means that the actual sort of floor plan, street plan of the city is chaotic and meandering. And this is also a place with a lot of fighting between different factions. We haven't really necessarily addressed what kind of level that is operating at, but we know that there are different forces that are definitely vying for power. We also have a world where there is severe, sudden, and dangerous climate change, pop-up storms and things like that, microclimes striking, and that's a threat that sort of weighs on people. We have a massive, beautiful center of learning at the heart of the city, even though it was a beautiful strength of the city, we've also discovered that it has some sinister secrets to it as well, and some threats that come from that. And one of the suggestions that we've had is that there is some ancient technology that exists that may be tied into the climate change, maybe tied into these scholars, that technology is around and about, and people try to harness that for their own ends. So that is a thing that is happening. Now, let me see if I can roll back to figure out where everybody was at. I recall that our unnamed demon had a visitor. Our unnamed demon, we were staying with a gentleman with a delightful sense of drinking at all hours, and the one of the people that you guess come from the cult that sees you as an important figure came in to try and perhaps steal a lock of hair, and then took off, and so that was the issue that occurred there. We saw that Damsa was approached by some people who wanted to purchase the soul of their mentor, and or at least talk about a particular bargain that could be occurring with that. Damsa then went to speak to Arklo, our wizard, to see if Arklo would be willing to help out in traveling to go and meet this person. And then Opal, remind me where we had you at.
No, I went to see Opal.
Oh, Opal. Okay, that's right. So you went to see Opal. Oh, that's right, because Opal has a very nice place, and you came in through
the toilet.
Through the toilet, through the water closet, as it were. And Opal did agree. So I guess at this brings Arklo, where were you at? Oh, that's right. You are invisible and following those people. Excellent. Let's do our start of session moves in this moment. Let me see. Is there anything that I have left out in my summary of our previous session? Okay. I'm sure there is, and I'm sure it's going to be vital to the plot. I'm going to use air quotes on plot there for a moment. So Arklo, I'm going to start again with you. You used your magics, potent and powerful as they were, to make yourself invisible. And you had followed these gentlemen, and you were trying to find out where they came from. Is that correct?
Yeah, I want to track them to their lair or whatever. They have
Okay.
underestimated the last wizard. Maybe not the last, but the only, because probably no one else identifies as that.
So you were in a not great part of town, right?
Yeah, it was bad.
So tell me, we've established that that's the areas that perhaps more loosely connected to the rest of the city, out towards the outskirts, more wet and things like that. What what is the thing we see as you move from one of these sections to another? Is it rope bridges? Is it bridges? Is it some other kind of flexible structure? What do we see there?
Yeah, I like the idea of rope bridges and stuff like that, because then if it's stratification of class too, then maybe I imagine that like sometimes we get rain that is poisonous or something like that, like acid rain, and then the runoff would come to sections like this, right? And you'd be like navigating the bridge and getting some water on you.
Now, how from let's say you're crossing this bridge, and these
Hmm.
bridges are probably multiple bridges strapped together to handle traffic. So you may be having to kind of flip from one bridge to the next to kind of pass by these things to stay invisible. Um, how far down in this section between these city sections? How far down is it to the surface of the water actually?
Hmm. How high up are we? I don't know. Maybe like 100 feet.
Okay, so we are talking these great cliffs that drop down into these jagged and crashing waters. You imagine that people who fall in there, the currents just absolutely. It is like Scylla and Charybdis constantly there, smashing people. And there's the classics reference for the session. Okay, right there. Anyway, so you have made your way across, and they will cross a couple of these bridges, clearly heading more uh, inland, um, until you see them arrive at a wealthier section of town. Um, this is a section with private clubs and gathering places of guildspersons and the people who have the money here. There are entertainments here, but they're very discreet, and it is a place that is kind of closely watched. And you will see these two gentlemen who were looking for you go, and they clearly don't go to the front door of this place, but they go around to the servants' entrance. What is the mark or sigil or sign you see on the outside of this building?
I think it's a wing.
And what would you do? You gonna go follow them back around there? Now we're in kind of, I mean, before it was kind of an amusing exercise, but now they're actually going into a place.
Yeah, danger, Will Robertson. Yes, I want to. Well, I look pretty fancy, so
You do.
maybe I can blend in or whatever, or act like a patron or something. See what this place is in. I probably look more like I belong here than where we came from. So
That is true. So do you want to try and go in the front door? Or do you just want to try and sneak in along with them in through the back through the servants' areas?
yeah, like when they go in, I try to like catch the door before it closes tight to you.
All right. I think then I want you to roll risk.
Okie dokie. I'm
What are you
feeling.
What are you feeling?
I think I am angry
Okay, that seems fair. Mark mad.
that they would send people to come after the great wizard. So, oh, what's the die roller that we have?
The die roller is subtly enraged leech, which I will drop into the
Oh,
chat. There you go.
tells a story. 4, 6. Oh, yeah, that's a failure.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
It's a 6.
So you will move forward. Your invisibility is held very much through this. The good news is you get to mark XP.
I'm gonna learn something. Hey.
Yeah. The bad thing is when you hit this doorway, there is a crackle and release of energy, and you will realize that this is not any kind of rinky-dink place. This is a place with some sophisticated wards, and your spell will pop. And while those two gentlemen who were looking for you have gone in, the person who has opened the door, the doorman back here, will see you suddenly become visible and will raise what you might call a thumping stick and proceed to attempt to bring it down about your head and shoulders.
Oh.
What do you do?
Does it look like a light beating? I have a staff, so I'll try to counter and hit him back or yeah. Engage.
Okay, so you are actually going right into neutralize.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still angry, I think.
I think you are.
Oh boy. Okay, dice. Roll for your party historically is not my die roller. Oh, that was pretty good though. That's a 10.
That is a 10. So you generate that 3 hold and take no harm in the doing. So what do you want to do?
I want to inflict harm.
Thudda, thudda. You could switch places, force him outside, and you could get inside by forcing that change of location.
Yeah, I'll do that and spend the rest of the 2 to do that.
So what do we see? How do you use your staff to extricate this gentleman and get yourself inside?
I think what I do is I like he goes down to hit it and I duck to the side and he sort of stumbles, and then I tap my staff on the wards and then pushed him into the wards, like through them and out.
Perfect. Zap, and then you slam the door and you can turn around, and you think he might be stunned for a little while, so you've got a little bit of time, and you're going to make your way into this building.
Yes, as sneakily as possible.
Okay. Kitchens, servants' quarters, all of that kind of thing. You make your way through these winding stairs, and you kind of look out, and it looks like a club, a gathering place. But you will see that there are alchemical implements everywhere. Like this is some sort of alchemists society here. And some of them are seated around in the great big lounging chairs talking, but others are working collaboratively on things. And you will see those two gentlemen that were looking for you heading over to this very, very tall woman. She's maybe 6'3", 6'4", dressed not so flashily as you, but who is. And they go over and inform her, and she looks very disappointed in them. I'm going to cut away from you, though. Damsa, you have procured the assistance of Opal here. And Opal, do we want to do your start of session move?
Yeah, sure. Let's get that out of the way. Black marks. Start of a session. You roll plus my black marks, with which I have none, so it's just a flat roll. Okay, that's a 2, so I'm still fine. As far as the guild's concerned, I'm doing a-okay.
You're on it. This is one of those things where the roller really loves you there. And Damsa, I can't remember. Do you have a start of session?
I don't think I do, no.
Okay, I was just gonna check and make sure. So just the two of you. So what is it that you are going to do? How do you want to approach this meeting?
Well, what I need, Opal, what I need is I need to know who these people are. and I need to know how dangerous they are and how they found me.
Right. Well, I'd assume, say, given that you are the most significant night soil janitor in this city, they won't have much trouble finding you, but sure. I think Opal's acting like she has better things to do, for sure. So I think she'll tell Damsa to, like, stay in the apartment again, flush the toilets while you can. And she'll go down to the tavern. What's the name of the cat tavern? Oh, the Color of Dusk, and talk to some of her underlings.
I think we've got until tomorrow evening, which was when that dinner invitation was extended.
That is correct.
Yep. Yeah.
So I think this is you using your people to do something. Do you have a particular move for this, or is this reading the worlds?
Yeah, I don't think I have a particular move. I have a move I haven't unlocked, which gets me to tell people to do stuff for me. But that's to complete contracts, which I don't have any yet.
Yeah.
Because Gil loves me, apparently.
So tell me about this crew that you have, these underlings.
I think they are what they're a crew that you would call motley, for sure.
Okay.
Opal truly believes in the egalitarian ethos of the Midnight's Cadence, so they're sourced from all over the place. I'll say there's at least, if you let me, I at least have 3 underlings.
Sure.
I think a fair number. One of them is kind of like, much like how I was apprentice, one of them is an apprentice to me. And I should mention the naming convention for this group. Basically, it's a simple 2 words, descriptive plus noun, but the noun always has to be something you can't own, like an ocean.
Okay.
So I think my apprentice is named. Sorry, I'm looking at my list of names here.
Sure.
Open Evening. That's their name.
Okay.
And I think they are, they're basically like, basically she's learning from me, and the other 2 are kind of like more of the goonish type.
Okay.
More of the, all right, you're here to like break some legs, but
Okay.
But Open is someone that I'm like, all right, you're gonna kind of take over my role at some point in the future, probably. She's eager.
So she stands up. She, boss, you got something for us to do, boss?
Yeah, although I told you to don't always look that enthusiastic. All right, it kind of
Okay.
gives you away.
Okay. You got something for us to do, boss?
Better. All right. Actually, you know what? I got someone who needs something to do. They're better at explaining this mystical stuff to me. You might as well go meet them. And
Okay.
I think I'll take her up to my apartments, which
Okay.
she rarely gets to go in.
She's
In
very
the
excited.
time that Opal is away, I want to search the apartment
Wow.
for evidence of Opal's true name. Now, there seems to be several ways to come at this. Probe, when you pay attention, study, or examine someone's reactions. I don't think it's that, because she's not there.
Right.
What I don't know is whether read the world works when you try to pierce the illusion of the material, search for information, or recall
yeah.
something. Yeah,
I think read the world. I mean, you're trying to find out something that would tell you about that.
Okay. And I think I will roll with power.
Okay.
Because I need this. I invoke the power of the book. So that's +2.
Okay.
That's 9.
And don't forget to put a check by power.
Oh yeah. Thank you. 7 to 9. You give me an impression. Damn.
Now I'll let Opal give you an impression here. I think, Opal, what's the thing that maybe points to, doesn't reveal, but points to something that you would like to not address or have known?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Opal would be silly enough to leave their true name in these apartments, but I think. Oh, hold on, give me a second. Um, I think what you turn up is a letter that's arrived kind of like semi recently, so even maybe this morning, and it's a quite cryptic letter, and I think I think it's like one sentence, and it says, "Did you miss me, dearie?" And and damn that song, Cullen. She's even put in her signature there.
So you
So
get a name, Song Cullen. Damson, let me ask you a question about the true name. Is it something that people have written down, or is it more that you, through leafing through their lives, you assemble their true name?
Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think people have a true name that they have written down or that they necessarily know. But yeah, I think I piece it together from fragments of their lives and their reactions.
And what is, if we're watching you do that, what is the visual for that we know that that's what's going on?
Yes, I think that because we've got a special effects budget, so I
Oh,
think
yeah.
what we see is Damser running his hand around written works, paper, um, and the nature of the written works, how they're written, the style, all of that gives him a feel for the name. Um, and so what I think he's taking away from that is maybe he could get Opal's true name from Song Cullen.
Quite possibly. And Opal returns quickly with this younger woman who looks pretty eager, who then tries to put on a face like she's tough. And she's like, so I hear you need something done, right?
Yeah, I think Damser will probably try to suppress his disappointment that this is the force of arms that Opal can summon up. No wonder he wasn't away long. She wasn't away long. And so what I will describe is events in my sanctuary when the cross-legged levitating ancient appeared, whose name I'm sorry I've forgotten. I did write it down.
I think it was Harbinger White and Wave, if I recall.
Thank you. So I can give the associate, the apprentice, a name. I can give a description, and I just need to know how dangerous it is, and I need somebody to watch my back.
So you want us to hit the streets and see what we can pick up about this Harbinger dude?
Yes.
Okay, we can do that. Right, boss?
I have the utmost faith on you.
Okay. And she will nod. She goes, "We've got this. No problem."
Oh, she's the best. I hope no bad things happen to her.
Well, let's
Thank
find
you, my
out.
dear.
Let's find out. Let's have you, since you're using them as the fiction to find things out, you're going to use them to read the world. I think so. Let's have you roll. What do you want to roll with, Opal?
I think I'll roll with power.
Okay.
Because it's getting people to do my shit feels good.
Yeah. Just put check by power.
Hell yeah. That's a flat roll. Did that do anything? Hold on. Something's clicking. Check. Okay, that's an 8.
That is an 8.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, I mean, the big question is, who is Harbinger White? My mind went to Harbinger White Walker. That's not his name. No.
Harbinger White and Wave. Harbinger White and Wave is one of the leaders of the listed magic schools. There are essentially probably, just because it's a good number, there are probably 66 listed magic schools, and there can only be 66 at any particular time that are recognized. And there's lots of battles over that, about getting on a list or not getting pushed off the list and things like that. And they're called the Fireborn, his particular group. And what you will pick up is that they are having some troubles. Like, they've had some setbacks, and they are on the cusp of getting cut from the list and replaced by one of a few other magical schools. Does that seem like fair, if undetailed info?
Yeah, I think
That's
it's a good
rich.
impression.
Rich in potentials.
It says here you on any roll you can also ask me a question or two.
Yeah. What is it that you don't know yet about Open?
Oh God, what do I not know about Open? Who, as the she chose the name. She said she told me she had nothing to hide.
Yep.
But of course I decided, of course, I wouldn't take that first glance. I think what I don't know about Opium, because I know about her family, where she came from. She's like the equivalent of middle class. in the
Strangely like
city.
you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, strangely like me. It's so weird. Yeah, so it's like it was deliberate. What I don't know about them is they told me why. I think what I really don't know. Trying to think, because I just came up with this character full cut, so there really is not a lot I don't know. But what wouldn't Opal know about Opal? Oh God, they're very similar names as well. I need to do this to myself.
Your names are OP.
Hell yeah. I think she tells me that why she joined up with the Midnight's Cadence, but I don't think I really know why. She told me she wants to lift her family up to higher heights, but I looked into her family, and she said just middle class, but I looked at it, but like no, her family's nice. It's like upper tier. It's not like I had to claw them. I had to lift them up myself. No, she's an only child who doesn't seem to want for nothing.
So you have some suspicions, but you don't know the actual reason. Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah.
Let me cut from that information gathering. Let me come back to the demon. What
Certainly.
what are you up to, given this strange encounter this morning?
Yeah. So, actually, first I will make my start of session move.
Absolutely.
This may shape what I do, but I think I know broadly what I'm likely to be up to. Let's see. So that's a 7. So I believe that means that I get to ask you a question. I'll check that's right.
On a hit, the MC asks you.
Oh no,
a
sorry,
question.
that's it. Yeah.
All right, and don't forget to mark joy.
Oh, so that one's just without a
without a state. That's right.
Yep,
That's right. I forget it's a flat roll. Thank you.
Yeah, just a flat roll, that one. Yeah.
So let me come back. Look at that list of questions again. Is there anything else out there like you?
Yes, I think so. Possibly not exactly like me. I don't know if there are any like specific other demons of pleasure, of joy out there. But there are definitely other demons out there of other emotions that have been summoned. I think I'm not sure if I've met any necessarily, but I can kind of, I have a sense, I think maybe of that there may be others out there. Likewise, I think I definitely have encountered some angelic creatures as well. As I said, I think some of the scholars' guardians are summoned angels. So yes, I think there definitely are other sort of embodied summoned creatures out there.
All right, and many different kinds of bodies, so many different possibilities there for that.
Yep.
So what is on your agenda?
Yes, so I'm puzzled as to why this person wanted my hair. That seems a very odd thing to want. And so I think my first port of call for that would be to seek out Aklo, as they seem to be knowledgeable about magical things in general. So I think I might try and track them down. I don't know if I have any idea where I'll find them, but you know.
Yeah. I think that you will definitely, I mean, have a sense of the kind of place that Arklow hangs around. So we can see you on site there. And let me think here how we would do this. Let's actually have you. I like to read the world.
That sounds good, yeah. So yes, I think we probably kind of just cut to a sort of quick montage of like of literally just demon in various wearing various human guises, just walking up to people on the street, flashing a smile, and asking if they've seen his friend. To sort of people selling food on the streets and going to work and whatever else.
Yeah, let's have you roll with joy.
That's an 8.
That is an 8. I don't think you'll get like I mean, you get a sense of where Arklow has been. I think the key thing that you'll pick up is people are saying, "Oh yeah, you're not the first person to be looking for Arklow of late. There were some other people that were coming around and poking around in the garbage, hunting for Arklow, as he is wont to sleep there. But I do not think they found him. We saw them heading back from their mission, but without an Arklow in tow.
Still, it's lovely that he's so popular.
Well, the popular may not be the word. It did seem maybe a little more threatening in their manner and bearing.
Oh, I see. How very strange. I shall. Well, I will. I'll see if I can find Arklow. And in garbage piles, you say. I shall have to prod around a little, I suppose.
Oh yes. Look for the comfy spaces. Arklow has an eye for that.
Good.
And I think you will definitely get a sense that it's more than just these couple of people that were out looking for Arklow, that there were a couple of different groups. And there seems to be something. One of the things is one of the descriptions that they give of some of these people sound remarkably like those gentlemen who came to take your hair.
That's that's interesting. It certainly certainly reinforcing my belief that Arklow might be the person to ask about this.
Absolutely. Speaking of Arklow, you're in this alchemist gentlemen's club. There, the everyone's being, they're getting shushed and so on, and the cigars and stuff are being brought around, and harumphing over various vats of chemicals and such. What do you want to do?
Yeah, so I don't think this will be very wise, but what I want to do is summon a storm to me.
So you want
and
to
it-
summon a storm inside this alchemist's club.
Yes, but mostly to be intimidating, like in an ultimatum-ish kind of way. And I like who dares summon me to, who dares sends their peons to summon the great wizard Arklow type deal, like to look very cool and menacing.
All right. I don't think you need to do high wizardry for that. I think we can establish this as a cantrip style thing. So you call some of that storm to you, and you just march out there. What does this look like?
What I want to be doing, well, I don't know if I'm doing it in the fiction yet, but what I'm aiming for move wise is a diversion to create an opportunity.
Oh, rather than an ultimatum, you're not going over to threaten them. You're trying to get yourself a gap here.
Yeah, I think so. That way, if it goes badly, I can slip away.
So you're trying to change the room, use your magical effects to create this, even as you kind of move across. All right, what do you
Yes.
want to roll that with?
I don't know. It still feels like I'm pretty pissed off.
Always good to just lean right into one of those states.
I need to demonstrate for other people what it looks like.
When you spike out.
Yeah, that's the reasoning.
Fair enough.
Okay, this is where I'm betrayed, probably. Oh no, it's an 8. It's not too bad.
Okay. So what are your 2 picks there?
Let me see here. 2 picks. I want to... so what I want is to create an opportunity for me to, hopefully, to learn what they want, but also to slip away.
Okay. So you tell me what this looks like on screen. What do we see actually happen?
I imagine this place has like shutters and stuff like that on them, and I imagine they like fly open, and the windows burst open, and there's like great streams of air coming through, like cross breezes, but intense.
People are grabbing for their beakers, all of that kind of thing.
Yeah, and like thunder comes down and strikes close by, so you can smell ozone and things like that. And my robes are billowing and such, and I use my oratory voice to present myself as a very striking figure, imposing maybe.
You will see a startlement. There are a lot of these alchemists around who are grabbing for their kits and their bandoliers and their equipment and getting that set. That this non-alchemist figure has come charged into their club and suddenly let loose with this. You're lucky that they're occupied in keeping their stuff from falling over and so on. But this woman turns and sees you and says, "You fools! You let him here! Bring me his fingers!" And these 2 turn around to do that, and she says, "I will only have what I need when you bring me his fingers." And you see them produce these clippers and begin to move carefully towards you.
And that's when I slip away.
How do you slip away?
I think there's like a very bright like flashbang type thunder that strikes, and they're like, ah, and then that's when they think I like disappeared with the storm, but really I just ran out the door. Sometimes all you need is misdirection.
And is that a particular spell, or is that just an effect?
Just an effect,
Okay.
I think.
Because your basic spells are seeing things, reading magic, and creating a little bit of element.
A little bit of element. It's the flash.
We see you do that. I tell you what, you can get out. It's as much as anything smoke and mirrors here, and you will have to hop out one of these windows.
Sure.
Essentially in a most undignified way, but you can land on the street below, and I assume you hightail it from there.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, I would like to keep my fingers.
Yeah. You'll probably hear the whistle of someone tossing a potion out behind you that will hit the street behind and crack open with a gout of green smoke, and you will run away. And I think we're going to bring you in contact with your demon friend here, as you will see them kind of looking around the neighborhood there.
And I'm like, thank God, somebody I know. These people are not fucking around. Trying to cut off my fingers. Let's run. They're probably coming after me.
Trying to cut off your fingers, you say? That's strange. They're trying to cut off my hair. Well, not the same people, perhaps, but I do not know what this obsession with cutting is. But yes, perhaps we should leave.
Let's
And
keep
the two of
all
you
of our stuff.
will hightail it. We'll come back to a scene of the two of you somewhere catching your breath in a moment. But let's check in on Damsa and Opal. I assume Opal, we see Open kind of going through her notes and reading them out to you. And this is what we found out. And we found out this, and then we found out this. That's what we got, boss.
I think I give her a regal nod, and then kind of like turn to Damson and say, "Is that good enough for you, or is there any more?"
Well, it's a very effective start, Opal. Thank you for that. What I'm thinking is, so they're on the edge of being pushed out of the 66.
Yes, that is true. That's what I understand. I'm not a mage, and I don't know magey stuff, but that's my understanding for those who want to be officially recognized and have access to the rolls and the pensions and things like that.
So, Opal, what would it take to hasten the push? You know, you're a manipulator. You're good at this kind of social engineering.
Well, looking at it, the best way to hasten their push would be to elevate those who want to push them out. Give them reasons to, to put them in your debt. So if you want to, well, from this, you told me this harbinger wanted dinner, and it seems like
offered dinner. Offered dinner. Right. I don't get offered dinner very often, Opal. I'm not that kind of company.
I wonder why. Well, it seems to me that this harbinger fellow offered dinner, and your response is to basically destroy their livelihood. That seems a bit much, don't you think?
Well, maybe before dinner. But in the medium to long term, wouldn't that get them off my back? Isn't it as simple as that?
Open.
Come on, Opal. You're good at this stuff. Politics has never been a librarian's better line.
I think I kind of turn to Open and say, like, Open at this point, probably Soft Sky is into their 5th mug of ale when I've expressly told them they're only allowed 3. Would you kindly go and sort him out?
Got it.
Cool. Yeah, I'll send Open out. Oh, they're extremely soft. He's a peach. And Opal kind of like leans forward to Damnance and says, "Look, Damsa, I'm quite grateful for the information you gave me, and I am looking forward to paying off that favor. But this seems an extreme response. You're gonna have to tell me how I could possibly benefit from this."
What do you mean extreme response? This is about the soul of the last master librarian until I get an apprentice. And can I remind you, Opal, why I don't have an apprentice? Why I am not the current last master? Remember the orphanage?
You keep
Huh?
wittering on about it. We didn't kill any of those orphans. We just redistributed them. They're still alive. You just need to find them.
I'm just lost for words.
Look, I'll make it easy for you. All you have to do is tell me how me and my guild could benefit from having this particular magical school be brought low to soothe your paranoia.
Oh, it's not them. No, they won't like you at all. I mean, why would they? But the people that you replace them with, you'd have someone on the inside of the 66. Ha.
Think Opal kind of gives it a thought.
Tell me that isn't something the family would like.
I suppose we've let our relationships with the magical schools go lax.
This city is run by factionalism. You're either in or you're out. I am giving you on a plate. On a plate. Opportunity.
Well, Guildmaster doesn't really give me anything to do.
Yeah, you're in good with the guild.
Damsa, by the end of this, I'd better remain in good with the guild. This better be good for us.
How could this go wrong? Who else should we suck into this? Because it seems to me we need to go mob-handed.
Hold on. All right. I think we're fine with what we have now. I don't know. Do you want to overcomplicate things?
Well, I don't know. That's why I've come to you.
Exactly. You just make sure you're still, well, and she looks at like your state and it's like fairly comfortable. I'll take care of all this business. Faction, like you said, this city runs in factionalism. And we happen to specialize in factionalism, Damsa.
So should I go to dinner? Or do I just, go low?
How low can you go?
Oh, quite low. Very, very low. Even deep.
I just said I don't need to know the details. And I think Opal stands up and says, like, "You're free to some of the wine if you have nothing better to do. Seems you made me very busy, Damsa."
Oh, you are a gem, Opal.
Nice. So, Damsa, when Opal does leave you there to your own devices, what are you going to do?
I think I'm going to look for. Can I find out where Open lives? Does she live in the building?
Well, she's apprenticed to Opal, so I assume that she does have a place that she crashes here.
I'd quite like to go and see if I can have a chat with Open, because she's been dismissed, hasn't she?
She's been told to go downstairs and take care of things, so she's.
Oh, then no. I thought she was more dismissed than that. Okay, then I think I need because we need more people on this. I know Opal thinks she can handle this on her own, but that all seems a little bit kind of one note.
And who is it that you would like to bring in on this then?
Well, I don't think you can ever have too many demons on a case.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And I think that demon kind of owes me two. Or they think I might owe them.
Yeah, that seems good. So you'll head out to meet up. What we'll do is we'll check in with Opal, and then we'll do a little bit of Arklow demon scene, and then we'll bring you in onto where they're at. Opal, what is it that you're doing to help Damsa?
Okay. I think, well, first off, as soon as I walk out and like say help this out to something, I immediately file this whole Damsa business a bit like lower in my, not lower, but like not the highest tier.
Fair
It's
enough.
like, and I go down to meet. Look, I have like two more underlings, and I just didn't bother showing it to dance because I didn't want to show my hand.
Okay.
I did. So what? Shush you. So I think before I do any business, I am actually quite curious what's up with the guild. Why they left me alone for some reason. So I'm not sure if either just to go to like visit the guild master or have to roll this guild business move or something. Or
Well, that is when you roll pull. Yeah, I think we've got that start session. So yeah, you have stuff completed, so you can go ahead and roll pull.
cool. I'm just really curious. I mean, that's because obviously I've been succeeding my roles, but failing my roles. But I think I'll walk through the tavern, pass by. I don't know. Open is trying to get Soft Sky to like just look. All right, no, look. Opal said you try some of this pale ale, and he's like, no, it's too pale. And
you're arguing over bitterness. That seems fair.
Yeah. Okay. I rolled that's a 12.
Okay. So on a 12 plus, your guildmaster assigned you 2 mandatory tasks, both of your choosing. And let's go and look at our agenda, power, contracts. What 2 tasks do you want to have?
I think I'm getting these tasks. Let's see. Normally, you probably get missives from the guild master, but I actually do want to see them. So I want to float this whole Damsa business with them. But the 2 tasks, well, in
fact, let's do that scene. What is your guild master? Old, young, woman, man?
I think they are a man. They're quite, they're a jolly kind of plump. They look like you would want to sit in their lap and tell them what presents you want to get. They're quite jovial. His name is Radiant Shade. But I think his jovialness kind of like hides a bit of a mean streak. Because his 2 agendas are destroy rivals and set up his children.
Opal, come in, sit down. I have some fine teas that have come in from the east just this week. A little bit of honey, a little bit of ginger. So tasty, so good. Let me have it brought to you. Little foaming head on the tea, not like street tea, but let me have that brought. So, why is it that you have come here to the guild house on these days? Is there something I need to be worried about? I always get nervous when you come in here. You know how that is.
No, I don't think you need to be worried about this, Radiant.
Okay. I'll be the judge of that. Go on.
Well, I've come here with 2 things. One is a request for just a bit more work. Folks at the Color of Dusk are going a bit stir crazy.
I understand. Young, ambitious, want to keep your nose in the grindstone. I don't know how that is. Yes. Go on.
Exactly. I'd like to justify my salary after all.
Okay.
And the other thing is, we might have an opportunity to get in with the 66.
Ah, mages. Never fun, never fine. Always dangerous. You can never trust them.
Yes, they are esoteric in the way they think, but I've always felt that.
It's more that they're willing to sell you down the river, which in our case is a long way down, 100 feet, as it were. So I've always been a little leery about intervening too much with them.
Well, this doesn't have to be a large scale intervention, more just an opportunity. I just feel like we need to cover our bases with the
Go
city.
on.
Well, there is some intrigue going on between, well, you know of Damsel the Cleaner, right? I've told you enough about him and his intrigues, his
This is the
his
one who you
library.
say is a superbly expert sewer cleaner, sewer attendant,
Well, superbly.
suspiciously expert.
Yes, well, it's hard not to be suspicious of someone when they're self-proclaimed as the greatest night soil cleaner in the city. I mean, it's a position not many would go for.
It is. One might even ask why one would be in the company of such a person if one were trying to maintain their social status. But that is not why you are here. Will not speak
No,
on the company that you keep.
trust me, Radiant. Come, if I had better control of what company I'd keep, I would exercise it fully. But this Damsa does proper mages should, which is our powerful and dangerous secrets that people like us can exploit.
Go on.
Yeah, I think Opal.
What is it that Damsa has?
They. I'm trying to like think how much Damsa would have told Opal. Well, he already said as much that he's the last living master. He's got this tome that's very important, so much that it's being sought after by. I think Opal would say it's being sought after by multiple mage schools. She wouldn't specifically say who yet, but it's of great importance. And
So he has some sort of tome with a soul that these mages are looking for?
Yes, important enough that they're jockeying for the favor of a night soil cleaner.
Interesting. And what is it you want to do here?
Well, I intend to deploy one of our usual gambits, which is basically give a faction something they didn't even think they wanted. But once they have it, well, surely they'll look upon us with a favorable sort of light.
I like this. Now, let me suggest another plan, which would be that you knife this cleaner and simply bring the item to us, and then we can negotiate from a position of power.
Were it be that simple, but Radiant Shade, I would advise caution dealing with mages. You knife one in the back, turns out they've got a curse on them. They'll transfer down your knife, and you're gonna be cursed. You've cursed your entire family line. Or you knife them in the back, and turns out that was the last completing step in a ritual that they have inadvertently cast and would open a hole into another dimension. You need to be cautious with these sort of things, Radiant.
It seems to me that you're overthinking it, because a knife in the back will seriously crimp someone's style. I just want to say that it's an old line, and maybe it's not your knife. Maybe you get one of your thugs to put the knife in as you're having a lovely chat with this Damask or Damsa or whatever his name is.
Oh, don't get me wrong, Radiant Shade. one of the possibilities of this endeavor probably would involve a knife.
Fair enough.
Dams's-
Fair enough. I'm questioning your too early. I'm sure you have a cunning plan.
So, do I have your approval to go forward then?
Yes. I think getting information is important on this, right? Finding out more about this, and then let's also, if you want to reach out to one of these potential buyers on our behalf. Does that seem reasonable?
That seems fair. We'll see who we think wants it the most and who will be most beneficial for us to get to know.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, I do want to say this, Opal. You know, I appreciate your work and so on, but don't overthink things too much. Don't think you could I just saying, sometimes the straight and true path through is the right one. Just saying.
I know, Radiant. It's just, I don't know. Let me ask you something then, Radiant. You've
Uh-huh.
been in this position for a while, and yet you always seem so jovial.
Yes.
What's your secret?
Oh, I'm not going to tell you that.
Fair enough.
But wait. Hold on. Yes. Here's a butterscotch. There you go. Have
Okay.
that. And I will see you later.
Always a pleasure, Radiant. Think, yeah. No, I will eat that butterscotch
Okay.
as I leave.
I'm going to cut from that to Aklo. Arklo. Oh, so it's Aklo on your thing, on your pop-up on your window, and it's Arklo in your sheet. Which one is it, Fraser?
The sheet is right.
Okay, so Arklo.
Yeah. I
Okay.
didn't pay attention, I guess.
So Arklo, what kind of place do you push to meet at to have this private conversation? And then Demon, what kind of place do you actually go to?
I mean, I know a really good garbage pile where nobody goes to. It only looks like garbage. Mostly smells okay.
And where do you go to actually talk, my demon friend?
I think it's I think we end up maybe in the like the back room of a tavern that's by this garbage pile.
Absolutely. This is one of those places that has a couple of different back rooms. It's loud and noisy enough that people don't overhear conversations. They've cut like a kind of a tunnel down into the stone, and you can kind of go down a few levels to do some fishing. Very bad fishing through here, but so it's wet and damp and loud and noisy. Yeah, you can have a meetup about what your next plan is.
And we're shouting because it's really loud.
Yeah, it's really loud. It's so loud in here.
Yeah. I'm wondering, would I have an idea why they would be wanting to collect these things?
I think so. They are alchemists. Alchemists always want weird stuff to use to create things. They must have some plan, and if they're willing to go after a mage, there must be something big afoot.
Mm,
Sorry, a wizard.
right,
mage.
exactly. Thank you very much. Demon, great things are afoot.
Yes, I suppose they are. These people, I don't suppose you would conversing with them aid us at all, do you think, or will they simply try and separate us from our various extremities?
They didn't leave much room for talking. I did my best to be intimidating, and they went right for the jugular. I barely got out of there. And that was after I storm called and everything.
I see. That is unfortunate, I suppose. I confess I know little of the workings of magic, and if there is, I suppose if there is nothing we can offer them in place of what they wish, then we will have to dissuade them from their current course of action.
Yes. And then I traced that symbol on like the silt on the side of the building or something like that. The wing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this would be our best lead. I saw this on the building. Maybe it points to a faction or something like that. I could maybe identify the person that was sent after us, but that's basically all I was able to ascertain before I had to make a quick exit.
Yes, I learned little from the person who came for me. They were masked, wore dark clothing, but there was little else to distinguish them.
Masked. What were the people that came after me masked too?
No.
Oh, weird. Maybe they believe a demon can work such things on them that they need protection of the face.
Perhaps.
I think that's a good point to bring Damsa into the scene. This is this you know where Arklow has his garbage pile. You've kind of followed the threads back. The demon was looking for Arklow. You go to Arklow's usual haunts, and then you find yourself at the nearby tavern. And when you ask at the thing, they just point to the back room.
We're very nondescript.
Yeah. The best dressed wizard in town and a
It's
demon. I do my best to maintain that garbage pile in a state that Arklow can sleep in it.
Yeah.
So I can we talk?
This is as safe a place as any.
It seems very public.
Well, it's the safest place I know. Well, they'll let me in anyway, without paying.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a member of that club either. So look, I need some help from both of you. It's just a happy convenience I bumped into you here.
Right. We also need help, so maybe we can help each other.
Oh, do tell.
And I tell you everything.
I wonder, is this an opportunity to use my analyze stroke gaze into the abyss when you use what you have at your disposal to assess a place or situation?
Yeah. So you do analyze, and you get additional questions there.
That's right.
So let's have you analyze. What do you want to roll with?
Yeah. I think.
Does the wing scare you?
Not yet, but once I think about it, I'm going to go with power again.
Okay.
When in doubt, follow the strategy of the game designer.
Yes.
Oh,
and it's a terrible idea in my case.
It works. That's 12.
Okay.
In fact, no, that's a waste of power. I could have done that with joy. So
You've got 3, and we can
oh.
modify these questions a little bit. So you've got the ones on analyze, and then you've got the one from your move.
Okay. Actually, I don't think I need the gazing in the abyss. So yeah, I think what's my enemy's true position? Is there a connection between the folks going after the demon's hair, the folks wanting Arklow's fingers, and the member of the 66 who wants my master's soul?
So I'll tell you, I'll give you a bit of detail, and I'll let you ask the rest of the other questions. The symbol that is there is the symbol of a non-listed magic group called the Wings of Charion. They're a relatively new alchemical group. After the last Alchemists Guild got broken up with factional infighting. And essentially these are wealthy dabblers in alchemy who are trying to get themselves on the list. And they are definitely one of the people who are, and they're not the only one, but they're definitely one of the ones that are nipping at the Fireborn's heels.
Okay. Second question. And now the question I want to manipulate here is, where's my best way out, way in, way past? How could, or is there a way in which I could leverage the Wings of Charion to get into the spire, to the top of the spire of learning?
Well, one of the things is that certainly the lists are kept there. And so if someone were, if there be a transfer, there would be a ceremony, and someone would have to go and represent, and there might be more than one someone's.
Okay. What else do we want to know, friends?
Where do they live?
What, the Charions? Are they not the ones where you've been?
Yeah, that's their little guild house.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Where
that's why
is
the
a
symbols on
grenade?
the side of the building. Wizard.
Okay, where is the closest grenade that we could put into that building?
Well, no, hang on. If we're gonna, if the idea is that we could negotiate with them in order to put them on the list, dispose of the people causing me some trouble, and that might get us an invitation to the Central Spire, which is what I need ultimately.
What does the demon think of this?
Well, this all seems very strange, but I suppose if this is what passes for normal here amongst your kind, it is hardly my place to judge.
Well, you know me, borrower. I know things.
Are Charians like the opposite of you, demon? Like, are they angelic?
They may be, perhaps. I do not know of them by name. But perhaps.
I mean, they're alchemists. They're barely above the level of engineers.
Snap. Okay.
So what could we, what else could help us with this perfectly formed plan?
Very perfect, yeah.
Win the Charions to our side, use them to depose the Fireborn, and get an invitation to the Central Spire.
Well,
it's just one domino after another.
Well,
How do we flick?
The Charion want, pieces of us, though.
Well, I mean, technically only pieces of you.
Well, both of us.
Oh, do we think the Charians were the ones after your hair, demon?
I am going to assume that it's no coincidence.
What do you think, borrower? Are they the Charians?
I do not know. All I know is they were masked and wished some of my hair. For what purpose, I do not know.
Okay, then I'm going to ask the question: how are the Charians vulnerable to me? And by me, I mean us. Obviously.
They are not unified. They've got different alchemists like working to pull things together. They're very bad at working together, and as such, that gives you an in to maybe make a compromise with one of them that's more accessible. Because you definitely do have the sense that some of them are going after the demon's hair, and some of them are going after wizard fingers and whatnot. Um, so their division and lack of central organization is to your advantage.
Whereas we are a perfectly formed and unified team.
Exactly. You're like the A team of this fantasy world.
So okay then, look. What if you said there was a big tall woman who wanted your fingers, Arklow, yeah?
Yeah, she was pretty scary.
So she's not the one to talk to, yeah?
I don't think she's up for talking now.
Okay. Do we know which ones, could we find out which ones want your hair, demon?
I mean, I suppose I could ask them.
They'll come round again, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Are you familiar with the tethered goat strategy?
I believe so.
Well, look, you can look after yourself, can't you, demon? I mean, you're a demon. So if we made you publicly visible, and then we just, worked out which faction of this faction they are. So we'd have the finger faction, the hair faction, and then we go to the others.
I am rather skilled at making a spectacle of myself.
You are a very attractive spectacle, if I do say so myself. I don't know why I went to Opal. I'm good at this stuff.
So what I'm hearing is a plan
Seems like it.
of a kind.
Yeah,
Is
we
that
got bait.
going to put the demon is going to draw some attention to draw the hunters, and then you're going to find out from the hunters who is hunting, and then you're going to contact them. Does that seem like a fair assessment of the plan?
Well, not the hunters of the hair. We want to exclude the finger hunters and the hair hunters and go for the rest of the Charians.
Okay. So you want to talk to people who are not after the demon and not after the wizard.
Got it.
Okay. But this still involves the demon making a spectacle of himself or themselves?
Yeah, because we need to work out. We know the tall, scary lady wants fingers.
Okay.
But we don't know a lot about the hair chasers.
Excellent. This seems like a good place for us to take a little break. When we come back, we'll deal with Demon and the Hair Chasers, and then we'll bring Opal back on scene. Okay.
How long, Lowell?
Let's take 5 or so.
So Lowell, I think I'm mechanically beginning to get the true name thing. I think that I should be looking for runes, because what it says is, oh bugger, where's it gone? Somewhere.
Yeah, the runes in original Vale, Fraser calls them components, right? And they're kind of an abstract sense of a currency of learning about people. And so I call them runes here because it sounds more fantasy, elf game. So however you want to visualize that, whether it's like almost like a Sherlock Holmesian thing where you start to see the pieces of someone's true name or something like that.
Fine. No, I get it now, because it's accumulate runes on people up to 3, and that then allows me to use inverted commas their true name. I'm beginning to get it. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, nameless demon. Tell me about this plan and your part in it.
So yes, I think my plan is to go to basically I'm going to say, rather than like a tavern or a club or somewhere like that, I think there's one of these places where there's like a big open air plaza type thing,
Like
with
one of
like
the places where they have people that stand up and do declarations and things.
yeah, more sort of like a kind of a bit of a street market, but like kind of a place where there's like lots of bars and cafes and stuff that all have like their chairs out on the plaza, and there'll be like musicians and street performers and all that sort of thing. Yeah, I'm basically going to turn up there. I will be in my my supernatural form, I suppose. I will not be wearing any form of disguise. And I'm going to start making myself very obvious. So probably, putting on some form of dance performance in the middle of the square, scoring drinks off of people, that sort of thing.
Let's see. How do we want to do this?
I was
Why do you
wondering
think? Go on.
I was wondering if it might be the divert move. That seemed the closest to.
Yeah. Otherwise, direct attention to yourself. Yeah. I like that. So let's have you roll with joy.
Yeah.
Working your way up that track.
That's an 8 again.
Okay. So you get to pick 2.
Yes. So I think that my actions create an opportunity for me or someone else. I think maybe one of the others will spot one of these, masked figures skulking at the edge of the crowd, and I think I'll yeah, and I think I will also choose that they become confused or flustered because they're not quite sure how to, like, well, they're being really obvious, but it kind of gives them a moment's pause because I am really obvious, it makes it really difficult to grab me. So
Can we flash back to Arklow and I having a conversation?
Yeah.
Wizard, I'll spot them, you take them.
So you're going to point them out to me? Okay.
I actually want to even fall back even maybe a little further to Opal meeting up with you. I just realized I want to bring Opal potentially on scene before we carry this operation out.
So I've showed up to this tavern, and probably got the missive, and I'm doing other things. Um, I walk in and just like, oh, God, there are the three of you still at the table? Just
Not only are we at the table, we have a cunning plan, Opal. You'll love it.
let me judge if it's cunning or not. All right, tell me this. What is this plan of yours?
Well, we unburden ourselves of the plan.
So let me get this straight. Your cunning plan to push out the what's the name again? Fire. No, out of character. What was the name again? Is it fire something?
Fireborn.
Fireborn. Okay, Fireborn. All right, sorry, my mind went to something a bit more lewd. Sorry. Now you're all thinking of it as well. I'm very sorry, especially to anyone watching this. So let me get this straight. Your plan to get Harbinger, Whitebow, and Fireborn off your back is to bait our dear question mark here, and try to get in good with a group of people who are quite new and unknown and who have demonstrably tried to attack our two compatriots here. Am I getting this right?
Seems about right.
All four factions, one plan.
All right. So
It's genius.
it's whatever kind of genius it is. I don't think it's been invented yet. All right. Okay. So you're going to do this, not knowing much about this group other than they have a vested interest in taking parts of our friends.
Oh, no, you're misunderstanding. No, we think that Charion has got some sub-factions. So there's the hair chasers and the finger collectors. So we know who's in charge of the finger collectors because Arklow saw her. What we don't know is who's at the root of the hair chasers. If we know who's at the root of the hair chasers and who's leading the finger cutters, then we'll know who isn't one of those two. That's the faction we go to talk to.
Right. Okay. First off, how do you know the finger collectors are exclusively into collecting fingers? And second of all, how are you sure there's even like a third faction? What if there's only the two factions? And thirdly, why throw your lot in again? Why this group? This group that's completely new, that doesn't seem to have much influence with the 66. Why are they the ones who you think can push out your Fireborn?
I think Damsel looks at the demon and Arklow. Go on, tell him.
The Fireborn are also new, and they're trying to get on the list.
No, they're on the list and trying to get not pushed out.
Oh, okay. Well, so they're natural enemies because the what are they called again?
Wings of the Charion.
Wings of the Charion people are trying to encroach on them, so they're natural enemies.
Also, if my studies of human culture have taught me anything, it is that the plucky outsider is always the favorite in these situations, though usually they do not collect fingers.
Have a talk about what kind of studies you've been doing. In my experience, people who evince a plucky sense of feistiness turn out to be either irresistible or dead. Well, thanks for letting me be apprised of this plan. I'm not sure if I should have a place in this because it is patently ludicrous.
Oh, I think that's very harsh.
Well, maybe you know these people through your connections, and then we need more information, more success.
You know what? All right, okay. I'll let you spring this plan while I do what I do best, which is move on things in a careful, precise manner that would cause as little blowback on me as possible. The three of you, feel free to set off whatever bombs you think need to be set off, but it's all on you three.
I think we cut to 1 hour later. And I think that's the thing where we see the music and the noise and going on, and we see the demon. How would you describe your performance? Is it more dance? Is it more just body? Is it voice? How is it that you draw these eyes?
Yes, it's dance, but it's very much, jumping onto people's tables and that sort of thing. There's probably at least a lamppost or something I can do a bit of improbable pole dancing around, that sort of thing.
So cabaret combined with pole dancing. All right,
exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
And I do think, Damsa, Arklo, you are in the crowd, trying to keep yourselves, Damsa, you're not obviously hunted by any of these people, so that's good for you. Arklo, how are you disguising yourself?
I have my other clothes. I change into my simple clothes.
Okay. And what do your simple clothes look like? Is it just a sort of a hair shirt robe or what?
Yeah. I think I try to make myself look like just like a beggar on the corner type deal. That
It is not that hard.
Yeah.
And you two, Damsa, Arklo, will see this group of three. We've seen them before on screen. It's the three young people who are across the street. The one older person who now it seems like another one has been pushed forward as the person who's going to do it. And, they've got this time a straight razor. And they're trying to be subtle and move around, but there's a lot of people here, and each time they kind of get close to the demon, there's a huzzah or whatever, and they all get spooked and they fall back. And this goes on 3 or 4 times. So how do you want to play this, Damsa?
I lean into Arklo and I say, there they are.
Trap lightning, got it.
Arklo, what do you do?
I want to cast trap lightning. That's what I've called it, but it's just an effect. Trap or banish something beyond your scale. I want to trap them.
Okay. All right. So now, one thing I'm going to ask you is, how much mana do you have?
0, but maybe I could suck some in from this place.
Would you like to start by doing that? Maybe do you want to take the time to do that generation move?
Yeah, I think that might be a good idea. Seems important.
Then absolutely. What do you want to roll that with?
Fear.
Fair enough.
I think I'm very skittish these days. Sweat pours from my forehead here. Oh, 9 minus 1 is 8.
Okay, so you will generate 1 mana,
Great.
but you draw attention, pay a cost, or disturb the delicate balances in the area.
Oh, I like that.
Of course you do.
I like to disturb the delicate balances in the area.
So I think you will reach out and what is it to you? What does it look like when your own vision, what do you see when you draw the mana to you?
I like the idea of me like crouching on the ground, looking like the normal beggar, but my hands are on the ground and there's like strange substances like crawling up my arms and into me. Like
Okay. And I think, Damsa, you'll probably become aware of it because you're kind of off a little bit to the side that, the temperature here has gone up kind of high in the last few minutes. Like it's jumped several degrees unusually here. It's gotten warm. and people are occupied, so they're not noticing this, one of those microclimate heat waves, a real scorcher starting to come in.
Okay. Okay, make it happen, Arklow, and let's get out of here.
It adds to the effect of the demon because, of course, a beautiful sheen of sweat and so on.
I bet it's beautifully scented as well.
Yeah, that's a good question. Does a demon sweat like a normal person, or different, or?
Yeah, no, not like a normal person. They definitely sweat, but it's but far more a voluntary action than a reliant on the climate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Arklow, now armed with 1 mana, you're going to spend that mana, and you're going to cast High Wizardry.
Yes. +1. Damn. Yeah, I got a 12. +1 is 13.
Excellent.
Chicago.
So, and what do you want as your drawback?
Oh. Ooh, these are all pretty good. Okay, not the harm one. I want to spend something of significant value.
What is it that you're going to lose?
What
do you
I
have that matters?
Oh, could it be like my sight for a time? Like I'm blind?
Oh, like you're really, really blind.
Yeah, like until it comes back or whatever. I used up all the
Absolutely.
residual magic or something.
Absolutely. So in the middle of this crowd, what does your High Wizardry magic trap look like?
Yeah. Oh, since I'm touching the ground, I think it looks like roots, like
Okay.
going around them, like
There's
entangled.
noise and the singing and so on, and suddenly there's shrieks as this root cage forms around these three people there, and everyone kind of steps back, and that they're sort of startled by that, and they're also realizing that it's getting really, really hot here. Demon, what do you do?
That's a good question. I think I'm going to keep dancing for the time being until it becomes obvious that everyone has been utterly distracted by this strange occurrence. At which point, I guess I might slip into a human form and attempt to meet up with the others.
Okay. Damsa, what are you doing? These people are caught in this cage.
Okay. I'm going to threaten them.
Okay.
You can stay here and burn to death, or you can tell us who you report to.
Let's see. Well, I'm only going to make you roll because it's always fun to have you roll to see how badly this goes. So this seems like an ultimatum, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
With power, without responsibility. That's 9. I keep missing 10.
Keep missing the 10.
Arklow. Help!
And then I just shout back, I'm blind.
No, I know you're blind. I mean, you've been blind for a long time. Help!
And then I like look in the opposite direction of you. Like, is that you?
Okay, I guess I'm going to roll with 9.
Okay.
Well, maybe the demon could help you.
Oh! Has the demon gone all human? Have I lost track of? Oh no, the place is scattering, isn't it?
The
So
place is scattering. The demon is finishing off their dance. They could certainly help if they wish to.
demon, help, help, help!
It's the problem with not having a name is he's going to call you demon out loud in the public.
Yes. How can I help?
I need to borrow you. Help, help! Threaten them.
So yeah, I think I will sit back into my full-on demonic form again, and I'm going to sort of walk up to the cage where the people are held. Put one of my claws around the sort of the root structure and say, "Oh well, hello. I have been so looking forward to meeting you all."
Let's have you roll with whatever you want. Let's see if you can get a hit. You muted.
You'll make. Ah,
Sorry, that's only a 6, unfortunately.
So I think two things happen simultaneously. One is that these terrified young men go, Rain Bala, we work for Rain Bala. And then you'll hear, this is the guard. I need everyone to stand at attention. And you will see step from one of the areas, a set of guards persons. Tell me, Opal, what is the significant? How do we know this is a guard? What is notable about their uniform?
It looks heavy in a city that's on the water. So they don't give a damn. It's actually not that heavy. It just looks heavy.
Yeah.
Looks like it's hewn from stone.
Absolutely. Looks heavy, steps out. This one square-jawed guy goes, well, what's all this then? And what do you do?
I grab the demon by the arm. I grab Arkla by the arm and say, "Tell me a secret. Tell me a secret now."
I was raised in the projects.
Demon.
I have literally no memory of who I am from before 2 weeks ago.
When you share a moment of intimacy with someone, be it physical or emotional, asylum is triggered immediately. They come with you regardless of circumstances. Down this drain now.
And is there a magical component to it, do you think, or is it purely the physical of it? How do you imagine that?
I think it's magical. I think there's always a drain when I need one.
And we see the effect of the three of you getting drawn down into this drain and vanishing away.
Back to my sanctuary.
Yeah. When they can suddenly see again, let me ask you this: is there any moment of transition? Do they feel anything on the trip there, or what?
Yes, I think it's a bit like what's that Harry Potter thing? You know, where they step into buckets and some people get a little bit queasy.
Yeah. Okay. So spin
Apparate.
around. Yeah.
It's
apparate.
It's a port key. That's a port key.
Oh.
Apparition is the spell. A port key is when you step in the thing.
You need to
Oh,
push your
I
glasses
feel
back
so
before you say it
ignorant
that
now.
way.
Oh, if only I'd gone to public school, I'd know this stuff.
They apparate. You apparate them there. What do they see when they arrive in your sanctuary?
Well, we described it last time as a dry section of sewer. So it's one of those big kind of vaulted bits of a sewer with lots of sewer pipes going off in different directions, and very little else.
I'm picturing the Third Man kind of thing at that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And yeah, and it's monochrome, in fact. And there's a cot and a desk. And I think we said last time that there are almost no books because we've lost them over the generations. But the plus bit of this is on a 10 plus, choose 2. I didn't get 10 plus. I got 7 to 9, didn't I? Oh no, this is a different thing.
Yeah, you got the 10 plus on this one. I
Oh,
think.
right. Yeah. So on 10 plus, choose 2. You are healed of all harm. That's 2 picks. You can bring someone in and out with you. Oh, that's complicated. Intimacy.
Let's see.
It's
Let's look at the-
triggered, and they come with me.
Oh, so it's just you bringing with you without having to roll, because I don't think you actually did a roll for that.
Okay. Yeah. Fine. Okay. No, that's fair.
Arklow and the demon, together the fight crime. You are in the sanctuary. We're going to cut away from that scene with the guards kind of running over to see where he vanished. Opal, you heard this plan and you decided not to be part of this plan. What were you doing in the meantime?
I think first off, I think as I left, I think I've assigned one of my underlings to watch and see what happens. Just to be sure, but I have other things to do. I'm too busy, so I've delegated to them. I think my third underling, their name is Verdant Joy. I've described them, put in my notes as rangy, trying a bit hard. That's all I've got for them. But I've got other things to do. And I think the main one is even though damn, this is a bit ridiculous. I'm still going ahead with this plan, so I'm gonna go get some info from the academic side of this city. I'm gonna go to my sister.
Okay.
Technically, we've already introduced this NPC, but I do want to roll this new faces because I have no idea what my relationship with my sister is.
Yeah, let's see.
And I think I'm feeling anxious about this because, well, damn, just ridiculous, but their information is probably solid, and apparently my sister's bound up in some shit.
Okay.
So this is, where is anxious in this wheel? Scared.
Okay.
So fear. Just a -1. Amazing. Well, that just made me go lower. That's a 4.
Okay. In that case, I think there's a scene of, well, Opal. She spins her chair around. I wondered when you'd finally come to me for help. Sister, it has been some time.
I'm glad you called me Opal. Let me have that courtesy.
Civilized. We're all civilized here.
I assume so, considering where you're working. I'd hate to see what an uncivilized Ella Vickers look like.
How can I help you? Have you decided to come over to the right side to join the scholars?
Look, all right. First off, and Opal takes a seat without being asked. All right. First off, that was Mom's decision. All right. She parceled us off into our own respective professions. All right. And I just happened to be really good at what I was given. All right. Okay.
I understand that. But I offer you the secrets of the city. The scholars here. There are such sights that they can show you. It saddens me to see your potential wasted in such a way when you like me could become a vessel for the power of the scholars.
Okay, I'm very concerned with that wording. Can I look at her closely and try to probe her?
Sure.
That is some JRPG villain bullshit that she's talking right now. But I think I'm still gonna roll with fear. That seems the most honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I should watch my fingers. Okay, that's gonna keep rolling misses of that. That's another miss.
That is another miss. She looks at you and you feel a sense of trust. You're like, this is my sister. She's just playing around. This is funny. And she laughs like, I'm sorry. I'm just being melodramatic. What is it that you've come for? How can I help you?
And you don't. Okay, I guess I deserved it, given what happened last time you visited me.
Those bygones are bygones. The past is the past.
That's fair. That's fair.
She leans forward. Tell me what you need.
I need some info on Harbinger Whitebow and the Fireborn.
Harbinger Whitened Wave of the Fireborn. Interesting.
Hmm.
They're a magic school on the way out. They have turned their face away from the support of certain factions and have been diminished. They've lost members. They're down to just a few. They are healers of a kind, and psychics as well. But we have healers aplenty. They're a dime a dozen. We don't need more healers. So I know that there are many that would like to push them out in favor of more interesting and diverse esoteric knowledge to be brought.
Do you happen to know anyone who would benefit greatly from them being pushed out?
Well, I will tell you that certainly amongst the scholars, there is one group that they would wish to have take the place of the Fireborn. And that is the Crow Masked Collectors.
I think Lopo kind of makes a face and it's like, they don't. I think I've heard of them actually. The Wings of Charion, I think they're called.
No, the Wings of Charion are some dumb alchemy group.
Cool. All right, that's what I thought. That's what I figured.
No, the Crow Masked Collectors. They are finders. They have new ways of tracking, new ways of scrying.
Interesting.
Their arts could be very useful in the right hands.
Would they be? And I think Opal is kind of gonna let this slip because she trusts her sister.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Would these Crow Mask collectors, would they be interested in some secret knowledge?
What kind of secret knowledge? Of course. I mean, the scholars back them, but certainly.
Well, I'll never get why mages. I don't know how mages do this. They do this thing where they pronounce words, and it's like it's a proper noun.
Certainly.
I'll try. I'll try my best. There may be this tome of secrets. Would they be interested in that?
A tome, you say?
Well, I don't know how you do it, but yes, exactly, a tome.
Where have you come across this tome?
Can I try to
I think you trust your sister, but you also are like, okay, she knows about that way too fast.
Yeah, it's kind of like, let's see. I guess what I'm trying to figure out is what I'm trying to get through here is this trust? Is it? Can Opal sense that something's weird going on, or?
Yeah, you know what? You've already dug yourself in, so I think that's the payoff for the fail. So I'll let you try and probe again. if you wish.
Okay. I'm proper. I'm still proper scared, I think. I don't see how there's any way that she's not freaked out by this. Oh, well, there you go. It's another fail. I'm getting all that XP at least.
And you realize that you kind of have blanked out for a minute or two.
It's amazing.
And because your tea that she set in front of you is a little colder now. And she says, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just been busy, you know how it is.
I will see what I can do to get you someone to speak with from the Crowmass collectors, or get you some assistance on the matters you have. You have only to call on me.
Don't tell this to anyone else. At least not until the next family potluck. But you've always been my favorite sister.
I could say the same.
Right, we can cut from there while I wallow in my crushing failure.
Absolutely. Damsa, there's like a chill that goes down your spine, like someone has walked over your grave just briefly. And you are there in the sanctuary. You've managed to pull Arklo and the demon back there with no problem.
And do those important bits of information count as runes?
I will say most definitely.
Well, that's a consolation for someone walking on my grave.
Arklo, what's your reaction to all this? You're still blind, by the way, for the moment.
Okay. Yeah. My reaction is, what just happened? It's a little chilly. And it's very
But you're safe.
quiet.
It worked. The plan worked perfectly. We got a name. We escaped without a trace.
So we're not in the market.
No, we appear to be in what I can only presume is the sewers, though it is less unpleasant than I had been told.
It's pristine here.
Here. Yeah.
In fact, would you wipe your feet?
I try to do that as best as I can, I guess.
Yeah, you will definitely, Damsa Demon. You can now tell that Arklo is having some serious issues seeing for the moment.
So yeah, there's this kind of, stop messing about, Arklo. The eyes are always like that. Stop messing about.
Sometimes with great power, there comes a great responsibility. In other words, I'm blind right now. But probably it will come back. This happened one other time. I read about it once. The mage, the wizard got their sight back eventually. He'll just have to guide me around for now. It's the price of being amazing.
Borrower, demon cure blindness? Maybe?
No, but I can offer my tail if you wish to hold on to it.
Better
And my
than
tail
nothing.
will snake up to towards Arklo's hand.
Sure, better than nothing.
How long do you suppose it takes for that blindness to finally pass, Arklo? A few minutes, 20 minutes, an hour?
Probably well, if we're in fantasy, let's say a short rest.
Okay. I do 13th age, so I only know long rests. So.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the cat nap didn't make it into that one.
Yeah. So, and also you've had that light wound. I believe you have that.
Yeah.
I think by this point you can clear that because that's very basic damage.
Just a little singed.
So the three of you can catch your breath, rest, and where do you go from here?
Well, we've got a plan stage 2. We have a name. We know who to approach, who not to approach.
That's true. We need a third person. Oh,
So you've established a tall woman and Rain Bala are the two people you don't want to approach.
Yes. And then the people coming at us in the market, were they masked or maskless?
They were city guardsmen, so they had no masks.
Or like the trapped people?
Oh, the trapped people. Yeah, they had little goofy masks on.
Oh, okay.
They were clearly trying to hide their identities, but quite badly.
Time to find Opal, maybe?
Oh yeah, I want to rub her nose in it. That plan was perfect.
Yeah, I'm sure that all the townspeople that were there will be speaking of this for all their days.
And the demon walks towards sort of the edge of the room and just sort of runs a claw along the top of a shelf and says, "Should there not be books here?"
Oh, I think that there's an intrusion on private grief here. It's not the sort of thing we talk about, borrower. Of course, there should be books. They kept all the books, and the ones we took, they've taken back over the years.
I see. I am sorry if I have caused you distress.
Demon. Actually, I think there's maybe a move, one or two moves that you could trigger here, Demon. One would be the intimacy move. That's an obvious one from the communication. The other one is you might look at doing the abyss stares back. What would you want to do?
Yeah, actually, I'm quite interested in trying. Sorry, flip back to the right thing. Yeah, I think I'm quite interested in trying out the abyss stairs back.
Okay, then go ahead and roll.
That's that's a 7. Sorry, just hadn't updated the dice.
Okay.
And that does mark my joy.
Okay.
Or spike my joy, sorry, I should say.
Absolutely. When you're spiked, you roll that state at +1, and each time you roll it, you'll clear one of those ticks until you go back to normal. The other option you have is you can roll on any other state, if you have another state, at a -2, and then it'll clear everything. But you do have an option here. You could, for example, open up another emotion.
Yeah, I think actually this seems like an appropriate point for me to unlock sad with my one hold.
Absolutely.
which I will put a -1 in for.
Okay.
Actually, do I want? Yes, I think I do want my -1 in sad. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what does it look like when you kind of spike out and are kind of, overtaken by that joy? Is it a response to Damsa's sadness, or is it just your own inability to control that? Why do you think that happens?
Yeah, I think that there's that kind of moment where I think we see sort of like a single tear roll down from the corner of the demon's eye, but then his or their sort of their mouth sort of twists into a smile, and they will say, "I am sorry I've brought you such distress, but you should not dwell on such things. Try and find something pleasurable to hold on to."
Do you get to ask me a question, or am I misunderstanding?
Well, what we did was he did the Abyss Stares Back, which gave them one hold, and they chose an option from the Rise move, which allowed them to unlock that emotion.
Thank you, borrower. I'll try.
Since I heard maybe meeting up with Opal, maybe I can do a kind of a hard cut to another place, maybe a little bit nicer tavern this time, if Opal is choosing the meeting place.
Damson just goes right into this, just like, what's up?
The sound of a flush, and 3 people step out of the bathroom.
Yes. Opal, you'll see your compatriots arrive via the Damsa tubes, and
Yeah, and I think I kind of like take note of where I am, and it's like, all right, I'm never coming back. I'm never allowed in this tavern again. These are the kind of friends I'm bringing, and I think I'll just like.
The bartender says, "Do you need a private room, Opal?"
Sure.
Passes it. You're a guild person. Passes the key over to you, makes the gesture, and so that you can go and have private space in the back.
Yeah. I think I kind of beckon the 3 of them to come. I don't know what this room looks like. Only that has a very red rug. That's all I know.
The red room.
So you brought into the red room. Someone quickly comes in and brings both ale and hot tea set on the table, and then they back out and leave you 4 to your discussions.
Right. So one of my underlings told me what they saw. I'm gonna give you 3 a chance to explain what happened and if you got anything useful.
Cut to the underlings going, and then there was a cage, and then these guards showed up, and then they spun around and flew into the sewers.
So did you find your not finger collectors or hair collectors?
I've just realized I found something to hang on to, Demon. It's my smugness at how well that plan went. Yeah, we got a name. We know who not to talk to.
In fact, I think our group needs a name now. That's how good we are.
Our group.
Well, maybe not you. You haven't done much yet.
No, this is a group that you need to earn a part of. There's no place at the table. People just wander away, wandering away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As much as I'm heartbroken that I have to climb a few rungs to get access to your exclusive group, you're telling me that you figured out who not to talk to, when I thought the plan was to figure out who to talk to.
Well, that's the second part of the plan, but the first part is...
Okay, all right. Sorry, I misunderstood. This plan is ongoing.
Yes, we had one plan, but we haven't had second plan yet.
Okay. Oh, so it's a chain of plans, is what you're telling me. Okay.
It's a master plan made up of a chain of plans.
I'm gonna throw a look at the demon. It's like, is this what's? I kind of consider them the most sensible out of these three, I guess. For some reason, is this okay? Is this it? Okay, all right. So you figured out who not to talk to. What's the next step in your master plan then?
Well, we could call ourselves the Three.
The three.
Well, it's easy because if we get more people, we just change the name to the amount of people.
Look, I don't know if a city like this would put stock on a group that's so changeable and fungible. Let me just get that out of the way first. You might want to workshop that.
Might want to workshop.
All right. Okay. All right. So you telling me that tells me you don't have the next step then.
Oh no, absolutely, we have the next step. Arklo, tell him what the next step is.
What we did was we avoid tall lady and the other person with the masks.
All right. What in your previous encounter had told you not to avoid? Had told you to avoid tall lady? Or no, sorry, that's not what I meant.
Well,
What in your previous encounter with this aforementioned tall lady hadn't already told you to avoid her? Did you not say that she was screaming for your fingers?
well, I thought you needed a recap. You haven't been around.
Yes, but it seems to me. No. Okay. I'm gonna stalk over to the cabinet and just break it open and take out a bottle of wine. And it's just like
It's way more expensive from the bureau. You know that.
I reserve the places I can take from the bureau for a better class of friends.
Yeah, we can just put water in it when you're done. It's fine.
All right. Okay. Sounds like you three have been productive. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna pour wine and just kind of just rub my head.
Hey, demon. Can I ask a question?
Certainly.
What does it feel like? What sensation do you get when you know angels are nearby?
I think it's I'm trying to think of it's kind of more at that, that's that sensation when you kind of hear like a sort of high pitched noise or something, that kind of almost scratching down the back of your spine. So it's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're sitting there, they're talking. Here, Opal opening the wine bottle, pouring, and then there's that right at the edge of your hearing.
Oh, I think there may be an angel nearby.
What now?
An angel, a summoned being of order, I think, as you would know it. A manifestation of a fundamental human truth, perhaps.
Right. How do they feel about demons?
It depends on how we do not tend to see eye to eye. Whether they are intrinsically opposed to us depends very much on their individual temperament, or we do not tend to understand each other well.
But that was a loud sound in the distance, like a door being ripped off somewhere. The back. Maybe some noise from the front.
I'm draining an entire wine glass.
Good.
Well,
Damsa?
Is this time for another secret? You know, I'm just asking. Demon, are you worried about this?
Oh, no, no, I'm sure it will be fine. Besides, Opal seems to be enjoying herself quite well here.
Arklo, what are you doing?
I think. Well, do I know anything about angels? Is it a common thing to know about or anything like that?
Huh. Let's see. This is let's just recall something. Let's read the world.
Okay. I think if I've heard the door being ripped off, I'm gonna add a little bit of fear here.
Okay.
Just a little bit. My last roll was double sixes, so that doesn't bode well.
And I have to say, it's
11.
a real buzzkill on my joy.
Oh,
Yeah. It's
11.
11 minus 1 is a 10.
well, angels, like demons, are summoned into a form here. They're summoned into a thing. The most common angels that you've heard about are the ones that are the servitors of the scholars,
Mhm.
that are in these kind of like humanoid mechanical bodies,
Cool.
that are sent out. If you've ever seen, I very much picture them as something like from Bayonetta, the sort of the angel weird silver and gold figures and gears on the inside of them. They you know that they only are really are a problem for demons when they meet a demon that is very much their opposite. Sort of, they have different things, but sometimes there are oppositional essences there. But this is, if they're angels here, it's probably from the scholars.
Okay. Now, you call them angels. I call them persecutors. We need to go. We need to go. We need to go now.
They might just continue to hunt demon, though. Maybe we should just deal with it now.
No, I've
No?
got to go. I've got to go. I cannot.
Okay.
And I think that's the moment when the wall leaves existence, when it splinters out the wall there, and you're just covered in shards of broken wood and so on, as the creak of the ceiling gives a little bit, and you will see this. It's got a mask that's sort of almost like a comedy drama mask that's in silver there. There's essence kind of pouring down the back like hair, almost like an armored suit keeping it together, the legs, and you can hear the clicking and whirring of the gears that are within it. And it says, "The Tome." Damsel, what do you do?
Oh, no shitting. Tell me a secret. I've got to go. Arklo, you're blind, for Christ's sake.
I'm okay now, right? Am I not?
Yeah, you're fine. Except for this angel's coming.
I can't sacrifice. I can't sacrifice it. I've got to go.
Oh, I like this idea. Then maybe I shout out like, I was the one who, or I might be the one who was responsible for the scorching.
I count that as a secret. Demon, you in?
You're muted.
I do not believe I have more secrets to share. I will deal with this creature.
Opal,
Opal?
tell me a secret or face the angels.
I'm not giving you my secrets.
Okay, so let's come to the demon. What do you do, demon? This angel is coming forward. It's clearly not for you. It's clearly here for Damsa, even as Damsa is kind of has paused to maybe help you get out. He's falling back. What do you do, demon?
I'm going to say, I am sorry, Angel. I bear you no ill will, but I cannot let you harm my friend. And I'm going to, my claws extend out the end of my fingers, and I'm going to run towards the angel and tear at it.
Absolutely. It's probably the first time they've seen these claws come out from you. And you will cross at them. Let's have you roll neutralize.
Yep, and I'm going to roll this with sad because I truly don't want to do this.
So you will be rolling that at a -2, and that will clear your spikes on joy.
Oh, that's an 8. I actually rolled well. So
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, you get 2 hold, and you're going to take harm for this. And you can spend your hold to inflict harm, take away advantage, suffer a little harm, force to change the location, or impress, dismay, or frighten your opponent.
ooh, I think I think I'm going to choose to suffer little harm.
Okay.
And force a change of location. I'm obviously only spending 1 hold for that, so you get to choose where the new location is.
So I think that you will suffer 1 harm because you reduce to the harm. And I think you will grab and it will push back and you will shatter through another wall into the main part of the bar where there is another angel coming in the front and there are innocents aplenty. Opal, what do you do? And then I'm going to come back to Damsa and Arklow.
God. I think there's 2 angels.
There's one at the front door, like standing there, like they're blocking to make sure that nobody can exit that way. But now they've seen this other angel and the demon kind of come smashing into the tavern hall.
I think I'm running kind of towards the angel that's just walked in. I'm kind of like, I'm putting out my pistol, which probably won't do well. And can I ask?
Yeah.
You know that weird sense of trust that I had around my sister? Is it around? Do you get that same feeling here, or?
No, she already used that to get all the info she needed.
Okay,
so.
cool. All right, so I can. Okay, cool. That's fair. Yeah, because all right, so I forgot to spin this. So I think, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna assume Damsa and Arklow are gonna feck off, so to speak. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm going to try and grab a demon and get out of this tavern away from all the people.
Okay. So you go rushing at the one at the door, and essentially you're attempting to neutralize, to kind of take control of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what are you rolling that with?
I think I'm mad now because, well, lingering mad from this cockamamie plan of theirs, and then there's these angels came and they're tearing up this bar, and I like this bar.
Okay.
This is my home away from home. Wow, I just keep missing. That's a 5.
So that is a 5. So you go rushing at this thing, and as you come up, like you raise that pistol up, and it's by you, and it grabs that hand with the pistol, and it crushes the pistol and the hand in one motion for 2 harm.
I get rid of that pistol as well.
Yeah, you'll be able to get it when you have a chance to go and get your equipment back. But and do you have any armor?
No, I swapped out my armor to get a full wardrobe.
You got a beautiful wardrobe, and it's covered in blood as it crushes your hand there. Damsa, you see the demon pull out this angel away, engage with it. You see Opal go and try to take on the other one. You hear the crunching of bone as Damsa's hand. What do you do? Sorry, Opal's hand, sorry.
Oh, shit. I can't abandon them. I know I should, but I can't. I will pull out my concealed. Hang on, where's it gone? I've got it here somewhere. My concealed ranged 2-harm weapon.
Ooh, what is it?
I think it is the power of learning. I'm gonna scorch that angel's ass with a bit of real knowledge. I think it's a crossbow.
Okay, absolutely. Kind of pop it out. Then let's have you roll neutralize.
Okay. What with? Why did I use my? Oh no, I got 1 power left. Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with the power of knowledge.
And you'll spike out power.
Oh, I will.
Yep.
Oh yeah. No, I think I'll stick with sad then, because
Okay.
I'm really pissed off. No, mad. How dare you draw me into this situation, demon? So +1.
+1.
Oh, 8.
8. So this is not a bad one. You rush over, you get that crossbow out, but you're within range. Things are flying around. What do you want for your 2 hold there?
I'm going to force a change of location. I hit it square in the chest and blow it through the door into the street outside.
Okay. As you get up and it throws this spear that kind of emerges from the air, and it will hit you in the side for 2 harm, even as that crossbow catches it square in the chest and sends it out through that open blown doorway there.
Okay, I've got armor 1 hidden beneath the
So-
rags.
Doop. It will only take 1 harm.
Okay, so that's light, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Arklow. Arklow, what are you doing when all of this goes down? It just got real.
Yeah, I should say so. I do a little like sign of the cross because I didn't want to get sort of spear of Damocles, but yeah, I think so. They're like metal looking, right?
Yeah.
I want to hit them with a lightning bolt.
Okay. So are you doing this with high wizardry, or are you just doing this as simple magic?
Yeah, it depends. Would the create element be enough to hurt them?
Yeah, you could essentially, the create element allows you, by default, that's a 2 harm ranged kind of thing when you do spells like that. So you can just use that if you want, or you could do high wizardry,
And that would be
rolling with whatever mana you got. Oh, you got 0.
yeah. Oh, but I can inflict major harm.
You could.
I like that. Let's do it.
Okay. Then by all means, roll with the 0 mana that you have prepared.
8.
An 8. So let's see. The effect you want is to deal major harm.
Yeah, inflict major harm. Yeah.
Okay. And which one are you hitting? The one that had Opal's hand, or the one that was fighting the demon?
Are they both like touching the
I don't
persons?
think so. I think because Damson, which one did you knock out the door, Damson?
It was the one who confronted Opal, I think.
Okay, so that one's out. So that one's out in the street, and the demon is on the other one, hand to hand, claw to metal with this one.
As long as I think I can hit the angel without like the lightning bolt going and hitting demon too, then I'll do that.
Well, I don't think that's the case, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought so. Sorry.
So do you want to fire it at him?
Yeah, it seems like what I would try to do is try to get it off. Demon.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you will deal major harm. You will fire that lightning bolt off. Demon, do you have any armor?
Sorry.
Oh,
I don't believe I do. No.
okay. So you see this angel that you're on that you already harmed, push back, and then this lightning bolt comes and hits it, and like it's mortally wounded. Like it shatters back. It's barely on its feet, but you're also going to take 2 harm. And you are smoldering.
But you already knew you were hot, so it's okay.
What do you want to do, Demon? This angel is trying to get up. The smoke is kind of roiling out from between the slats on its armor.
I'm yelling at Demon. Tell me a fucking secret.
I'm
It would be no work for you to step up and finish this thing off.
I want to I'm going to place one of my claws under its sort of chin, cupping its cheek. I'm going to drag myself over it, and I'm going to stare into its eyes. And I wish to use my kindred spirit.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, I forgot you had that. That's great. Integrate with open mind. You may name them as NPC established intelligence disposition. So, what does it look like when you draw their essence into you?
So I think there's a kind of spectral bluish haze rises up from sort of the eye plates and the mouth on the mask. And I think I almost like inhale it, and you sort of see it going into Demon's nose and mouth, possibly ears as well. And I think my the like red flaming, the red in my eyes momentarily sort of flashes blue as well, and sort of settles down maybe to a purplish color whilst I have them merged in within me.
And is there any physical change on your body that we see as this armor collapses?
I think maybe again, just like there's just a slight, like almost like a slight aura haze going around. Yeah.
Okay. Opal, that really hurt. That angel's out in the street, kind of getting up. What do you do?
Yeah, really fucking hurts. Like, I think my arm's actually crushed around this pistol, and that's all useless. Ugh. And I think like it's just me and this angel in the street, and God.
And Damsa screaming, tell me a fucking secret.
I think I ignore Damsa. Also because you can't have more than 3 runes anyway, and you're already up to 3. So even if I tell you a secret mechanically, you can't do shit with me unless you spend those runes. So I'm just kind of like, I'm staggering up to my feet, and just staring the angel in the eye, and I kind of got this like, I'm sweaty and scared and kind of shaking, kind of, and I say like, you know, there's really no need for this, you know. There's no need.
The angel takes that step forward towards you to see that spear manifest, and it stops, like it's listening to a call from somewhere else. Kind of see the head tilt and look and see the merging back behind, and it will unfurl these wings and will launch into the sky.
I think I kind of murmured to myself, oh, so this is why we don't deal with magic shit. And then I faint.
And I think that's where we're going to stop for today. We should do end of session stuff, and then we will do a quick stars and wishes if you all don't mind.
Sure. Right before Opal passes out, all you hear is, "I think I need another short rest."
All right. So you all got XP on a miss. So at the session's end, mark XP for each yes to the following questions. Did you encounter a situation which forced you to challenge or question your belief? We really haven't established those, so we'll hold off. Actually, we'll just give you a flat XP for that, and we'll come back to look at the beliefs next time. Did your connection to another PC cause you problems?
Oh no, surely not.
I think everybody gets an XP for that one. Did you face danger because of a PC's trouble? Everybody gets to mark XP for that one.
Jesus Christ.
Fraser, what'd you learn new about the city?
Well, those factions we learned about.
Okay.
I learned
you
I learned about the angels as
Okay.
well.
Good. Yeah. So mark an XP for that. Damson, what did you learn about the city?
They're not persecutors, they're fucking angels.
There's an XP. Demon, what did you learn about the city?
I learned about this theft of the library. I think that was the key thing I learned.
Yeah. And Opal, what did you learn about the city?
That Dams's tome is very, very important, and its value has kind of gone up quite a bit. Given who's after it.
Absolutely. Mark an XP for that. If you don't mind, let's do stars and wishes. Let's start with wishes, just so people can talk about what they'd like to see next time or what they want to lean into, and then we'll go ahead and do stars. Fraser, do you want to point anything you want to for wishes about the system, about play, things you want to see more of, things we haven't yet hit for your character, that kind of thing?
I can't really think of anything.
Okay.
I've been able to do a lot of what I wanted to do.
Okay, good. That is a reasonable answer. Alan?
I think I want to, in the name of the move, have a chance to mark Ella Vickers in a significant way. Because I think she's a baddie.
Okay. We will get that on the table. Anything else?
No, I don't think so. I'm having a good time.
Okay. David?
I'm looking forward to seeing what the ramifications of merging with this angel are. Other than that, no, just looking forward to seeing what comes up next time, and play about with the setting and the system a bit.
And Leandro?
I kind of want to slow it down a notch.
Okay.
I want to, and partly because we were racing forward with a lot of madcap schemes, which are great and devastating to our characters. But I do kind of want to see more. And that's maybe because my character deliberately decided to not spend time with these bozos. But I do
a little more
spend a bit more
interaction time with the other PCs, NPCs getting a little more. Okay, we'll see if we can do about that.
I think we may have learned our lesson.
Really? Fraser, anything you want to point to as stars, things you've dug about the play, about the system, about other events and the characters over the last couple sessions?
Yeah, I thought it was all very fun, and I think it's quite interesting, and it deviates from it still has some of the tropes of D&D, but I'm not bogged down by the D&D-ness like in most games where I have no idea what's going on. Everyone's like, "Oh yes, a displacer beast," and I'm like, "What the fuck is that? Is it friendly? Do we hug it?" Yeah, this, since we generated and everything, it makes sense in my head, and I'm having a good time. Yeah.
Good. Okay. And I'm not doing a disservice to your system.
No.
Okay, so I would want to make sure on that. Um, Alan, stars?
Oh yeah. I thought, David, I love the demon confronting the angel. That like that a lot. I like the fact that Opal is just, will you just notch it back a little bit? I think that's spot on, and it's probably why I went to you in the first place, isn't it? And yet Arklow, I mean, the blind, really blind, not blind Arklow, is a kind of loose cannon wanting to happen, really. And yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot, though. I really am. I mean, high madcap fantasy is not my normal bag, but I've had a fill of that now, I have to say. I think we need to slow it down too.
Yeah, we will draw back a little, give us a chance to explore. David?
Stars for everyone, for being great in general. I'm really enjoying all of the characters. Yeah, I love that kind of in Arklow, I love that kind of balance between him being this kind of, unique wizard and his whole wizardly style, and that whilst also being kind of a bit of an outsider and lacking in personal power, perhaps, which is really nice, like juxtaposition, I guess. I'm enjoying I'm enjoying I am terrible with names today. Damsa's the I suppose both Damsa and Alan here for like moving things forwards and like getting things done is really cool. I like I really like the whole setup with the library and stuff is very cool. Leandro, I think Opal is I loved the scene with Opal and her sister. I thought that was excellent, and I like that sort of playing almost like the straight man type role is cool, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Opal operating more in her element as well as stuff. And but obviously Lol, great, keeping everything running brilliantly. I really like the sort of little tweaks and stuff you've made to the system. I mean, I've not played the system previous to this, so I'm still gauging where stuff is like added and where it isn't. But I'm really liking the changes you have made and how it all sort of fits together. So I really like the setup with the summoned is really cool, and I like how that's done. Obviously, I guess that's both to you and to Fraser, because it's obviously most of the the playbook. But like the sort of that how that all feels. That's brilliant. And thank you very much.
Yeah, I do want to put. I was really glad we were able to do that Gaze into the Abyss move today. That Damsa set that up, and because sometimes when I've seen that class played, people will forget to do that, and then they're in their single element for a long time before they sort of start to vary that. Leandro?
Yeah, I think my big star, because again, everyone's just great and ridiculous. I actually did, as much as Opal went through the ringer with all those failed roles, I actually did really like this tone. I didn't expect when you put the veil and in a fantasy setting I didn't think there'd be room for hijinks, because in my mind the veil is just, it's an engine for sadness, as Fraser knows, as seen, knows all too well. So it was really interesting and really fun to see, like, these just ludicrous plans, the kind of like, it's a very Terry Pratchett sort of feeling of like just running around all these schemes that are like, wait, hold on. My God, I'm really loving the dynamic. These three weird characters with the weird origins steeped in magic, and then this person who just wants to do her job. Really loving the dynamic so far. I think it's a big star. Everyone's just kind of like, make it really fun and then make it quite sad in some parts. That'll be mostly demon though. But yeah, I've loved the tone that was struck so far.
Well, one of the ways I'm going to make you sad next time is how you find out that healing costs gold, and that advancements after your first advance start to cost you gold, and that is the sadness economy in this game. So we will see that next time.
No, I have jobs.
Yes.
I can generate money. It's fine. I started with 4 gold.
Yes.
It's fine.
All right, I will see everybody next week. We'll play next week, and then we take a break for U.S. Thanksgiving week. But we'll have one more next week. All right, I will
Great.
see everybody. Thank you so much.
See you then, guys. Bye
Bye.
now.
See you
Hey,
later.
folks.
Thanks.
See you.